Hi, I'm Amir Soltanianzadeh. I'm the CEO of CardiaCare. What we're doing is we're revolutionizing the treatment options for patients with atrial fibrillation and other cardiac arrhythmias by providing a AI-based neuromodulation therapy wearable that both treats and monitors cardiac arrhythmias. The problem is growing, the market of AFib and the whole EP space has really grown over the past 20, 30 years, but really like past 10 years has blown up. I think the recognition of the amount of patients globally that have undiagnosed AFib has become a really important marker that led to all these monitoring companies, the iRhythms, the Bardis, biotelemetries. I think a lot of those were related to the fact that people realized, wait, I think so many people are not being diagnosed, but are suffering from cardiac arrhythmia. So I think that really helped um, the patient awareness, the cardiologist and the electrophysiologist who are aware of what the patients have. And then those companies have been bringing out the innovations to how do we treat these. And so, yeah, I've seen the number of treatments definitely grow. You have some antiarrhythmic drugs, you have cardioversion therapy, but now you also have the abundant innovation in the interventional space in ablations. So I think that has grown over the past, 5 to 10 years drastically, and is now becoming, arguably one of the most exciting spaces in cardiovascular. Yeah. So the standard of care today for patients with these cardiac arrhythmias, such as AFib, is the antiarrhythmic drugs, cardioversion therapy, and then now the new standard is becoming cardiac ablation, specifically pulse field ablation, PFA. So that kind of leaves patients with either drugs that have side effects, shock therapy, which is not fun and also doesn't have a great efficacy, and then burning heart tissue, which has a very unique, very powerful effect. But even that, doesn't hold forever. That still has 20, 30% failure rate, 50% failure rate at 5 years. So I think the patient continuum of care definitely is looking for what are the other options out there. And I think that's what got me so excited about CardiaCare, first as an investor and now as an operator, because this can really provide patients with a powerful therapy and monitoring solution all in one that can follow them across the entire continuum of care from early AF to later on stages as well. And I think that really puts a little bit more empowerment into the patient's hands as well. Allows them, instead of just getting therapies at the hospital, allows them to get it at home in different settings of care that I think are really the future of healthcare. The origin story of CardiaCare came from the founder, Amo Ziv, who is a practicing clinical researcher who was looking at patients who are coming into his clinic for various cardiac arrhythmias and who are suffering from, hey, our only option is these antiarrhythmic drugs, or you go to the hospital to get cardioverted. And so what he was providing was a whole holistic approach and saying, well, let's monitor your symptoms. Let's change your diet. Let's try acupuncture. Let's try all these different types of therapies. And he was also deeply entrenched in what is in the literature. What are the options can we provide these patients? And he also had a family experience with a patient who had cardiac arrhythmia as well. And so I think that kind of spurred on his, light bulb switch to saying, well, wait, I think we can, find something there using the body's natural nervous system. So CardiaCare is in the clinical stage. The device is fully developed. Now there's also an accompanying app, which is almost an entire new innovation as well for the arrhythmia space to really get a sense of how the patient is feeling. Symptoms, quality of life are becoming such an important aspect, not only of healthcare, but especially of care for AFib patients. So we're really excited about that development as well. So right now we're in the pilot clinical stage. Next year we'll be in the pivotal stages. And then the year after in 26, seeking regulatory approval and market launch. Our first primary market that we're targeting is the US market, but also looking at the European market as well as the Asian market after that. I think the thing that I'm most excited about is about CardiaCare is really the team that we've assembled. We have a visionary founder who thought of this entire unique approach to treating AFib that's almost ZIV. We have an amazing CTO in Sahi Holland, who's been, behind the product development and its rapid pace, both on the hardware and software side. We have our amazing chairman in Ken Nelson, who's really, one of the juggernauts in cardiac monitoring, who's been on the commercial side for iRhythm, biotelemetry, Bardy, getting, three of these major exits as well into the market. And then, what I bring is also some perspectives from both the operator side, the investor side, the strategic side. And I think trying to be really the glue, the unifying operator that gets us through the clinical stages, through to market, and eventually partnering with the strategic. But I think all of us got so excited to work together because we were giddy and excited to transform how AFib patients receive treatments, how cardiologists as well as EPs are providing different options to their patients. And so I think if we succeed even half of what we think we will achieve, we will probably transform the standard within AFib, and that gets me really excited.